This is a super rare Kyosho Nitro Blizzard. It is completely 100% brand new. Everything is laid out here on the table. Body needs to be painted. Instruction manual, stickers, O-rings. I'll explain the O-rings in a little bit. The goal here today is to see if we could fire this tracked snow vehicle up. Before I do that, let me give you guys a little bit of an intro on what this is, because this is probably one of the rarest nitros ever made, and I can almost 99% guarantee you we will never see one in this perfect premium, brand new, never run, never painted body condition. These things aren't that fast, but they can go pretty much anywhere in snow, pavement, grass, drive over yourself, whatever you want. Engine wise, we have the common Kyosho GS11X pull start engine. 0.11, fairly small, but Kyosho made great nitros with tiny engines, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you anything bad about it until I come across something bad, in which case maybe that will have to happen. In terms of transmissions, this has a 2-speed transmission, what's known as a QRC. When we connect the Futaba radio gear, you guys will see how the system works. It basically does not have any brakes. The way this thing works, you have a slider right here, and there is a pin. Well, it's hard for me to show it to you guys, but basically there's a slider mechanism. It moves in and out. It either goes forward or it goes reverse. In terms of steering, it steers by moving either side of the track forward or not moving them at all. That would be your steering. Now, most of the linkages are covered with this awesome case on the bottom, real clean. You can see right there on the bottom, that is the differential sticking out through the case. This model has a unique rear exhaust. It's a tiny little rubber pipe coming out the back. Power switch is on the back of the frame, and you can tow things. You know, if you're going sledding, I don't know, going to the Antarctic, going over to Greenland, soon to be owned by America, I think, as if the plans go well or not. We have a great side-mounted fuel tank. Basic muffler, although this looks like a mix of, maybe I would say, a tuned pipe. Pull start. This one has never been fired up. It has relatively good compression. We're just missing the air filter element. I will get on that when we need to. Check out this interesting looking primer. Normally primers are either directly on the fuel tank or somehow connected to the fuel system. This model, it has the fuel line going from the carburetor to the primer, and then again a fuel line going to the fuel tank. Pretty much intricate, and I would say a lot of risk for leaks. The top of the chassis, well, it's basically a platform for you to mount things. Now here is the front. Normally how this would look, once the body is painted, it's a 2-piece body design. You would have this element. We do have the stickers. It would stick kind of like that on the top. Then once it all is cut out, you would have the cab. So it would look pretty dope. I'll show you guys a picture here of what this normally would look like. It is, trust me, very impressive looking. This is, in my opinion, might be the rarest Nitro Kyosho ever made. And it really is an honor to be here with you guys, being able to go over one of these brand new. Once it's painted, you would have a nice clear window here. There will be stickers, there will be headlights, and this thing would look real impressive. Let's do a quick overview of the electronics system. Let's put on the radio. It says attack, and guess what? It came with old Mitsubishi batteries. Well, I'm not going to use the Mitsubishis. We're using normal Duracell inside the radio, because who knows? Although the Mitsubishi 3000 GT was pretty great, the Mitsubishi Eclipse was also great. The Galant really took a little hit. Let me put the radio gear on this car. We'll take a look at some of it. All right, so here is the way the throttle works. It's a fairly complicated system because the way the system works, it's a single servo. It goes through a particularly unique linkage that opens up our carburetor barrel on this side. Now the problem is the carb, due to age, actually does not return back to neutral. As I'm pressing the throttle all the way up, this position here does not close. Now I've researched a little bit. I'm going to disassemble this particular linkage in a little and hopefully replace the O-rings. You guys it'll work, trust me, just take my word for it. Let me close this back up. Transmission from the top view. What about steering? All right, so steering, you really cannot see it, but the way it works is the steering is on the bottom, under that cover. You would basically have linkage rods going from this servo on the bottom to both directions, and they would engage disc brakes. In fact, it's a little tough to see. Right there is one of the disc brakes. You can't really see it being squeezed or not, but what happens is each set of tracks is chain driven. Right there's a chain drive, and the front wheel is your traction wheel connected to the chain. And in that sense, when you steer, one of your chain drive wheels would just be braking, and you would have power going to the rest of the drivetrain. A pretty clever setup. On the inside here, you have a good view of the physical metal drive chain. These are just decorative plastic wheels. They are not driven wheels. The only actual drive wheel is this first one right there with those spokes coming out. That's how you know what a drive wheel is. Now each wheel, it's not just a dummy wheel. It does have some suspension. So if I move this wheel, you guys could see, it does have some adequate suspension travel. It is a little bit of a spring-loaded design. So each wheel, as this thing is passing over some rough terrain, it can move up and down separately. And the rear wheel is slightly adjustable. There is a bit of an adjustment there, but I'm not going to get into it too much right here. When the body is on, that is when it's going to be great looking. This thing is actually quite a nice compact size. First thing I need to do, I'm going to open up this linkage to take a look at how it works. Because as I said, the goal, when you press full throttle, if you notice, my carb here does not return to idle. If I go full throttle, it gets stuck in about 50% open position. Now, this is something that needs to be remedied, and if it isn't, well, your engine will essentially be revving at 50% throttle at all times. I have unscrewed the top cover. We'll remove it. This is basically just a cover plate. What matters is that this linkage physically closes down. As I press throttle, it closes a little bit better because there's less pressure. But the carb, if you notice, it's still basically fully engaged. We need that to close down. If you take a quick look over there, there is, you could see a sight of the rubber O-ring. That is, in essence, the spring itself. Now, needless to say, this is probably 25 years old. O-ring has seen better days. Now, I'm thinking whether we should just oil it up a little bit and try it then, or swap the O-ring completely. Let's do a little bit of oil. I've oiled it all up, used a clever pick over here. Let me assemble it back. We'll see if that's enough. If not, we'll have to replace the O-ring. With the system assembled, it appears that oil really didn't do much. I still am not able to get the carb to fully close. It's going to be Operation O-ring. Decision has been made to replace the old O-ring there on the right. You could see it's basically just holding its shape, kind of an oval, with the one on the left side of my hand. Goal is just to loop the O-ring around the semicircle, assemble the rest of it, and essentially will be acting like a spring. Rubber band has been updated, replaced, system is oiled, the slider over here is oiled. I'm gonna give it some throttle, and you guys will see what happens. When I give it full throttle, return it, the carb closes all the way perfectly solid. Look at that. When you give it the other direction, we need to adjust the linkage a little bit, but the movement is real good on that setup. Well, it's only one thing left to do. Yell fire in the hole. Ready to go. We have some 20% Byron fuel, 14% oil. These old Kyosho engines, they like to run on a high oil content. They were, after all, ABN style engines. They don't have massive compression, but they have enough. We got built-in primer. I'm going to press it a couple times. I've already observed fuel in the fuel system.
I don't know how to primer.
This is real impressive. We need to make primers great again, guys. Well, let's see what we got. Keep in mind, this is the front of the car. Means we need to lean this.
No, when you're leaning, you can't start it.
Okay, it's running a little fuel now. Let's let it run a little bit this way. How's it going? Raise the idle? Yeah. All right, keep. Oh, okay. We're gonna raise the idle right here. Okay, I raised it. Go ahead. Well, we got a runner. It took a while. Brand new, crazy compression. 0.11. Is the idle better?
Yeah, we need more idle.
We got the Nitro workhorse out here. If you like. You'll see the linkage. You got to make sure this doesn't, because they'll go. Lower the idle? Yeah. I'm gonna lower it. I lowered it. Is that better?
Yeah, I think the filter was not giving it enough air.
We gotta check the filter. No airflow. Lowered idle?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll keep it now for a week.
There you go. There you go. Let's go.
Better, huh? Look at that fan go. It does absolutely nothing. All right, we got ourselves a Kyosho runner. Ah, it's cool. Look, freaking cold. Let's lower it a little bit and lean it, huh? How's it looking? There's supposed to be, oh, well, now that I could talk normal, it's supposed to be a carry handle over here.
I have it.
Oh, you have it? Okay, yeah, because I was like, how you lift it? Yeah, it's supposed to be a carry handle. Start 2 again. Oh, it's not easy, huh?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you gotta lower it and remove it again. Look at this OS speed glow plug driver too. Proper tools for the job. Gotta respect your vintage Kyoshos. Holy moly. This thing only likes bend. Can't even get a pull out of it.
Yeah,
All right, hold on. Slow down.
Yeah, let me get it.
Tarek, you missed your T-Max days, huh?
I know, right?
The T-Max, easy start.
No, I think it's pretty solid though. With how rich it was.
Oh, we're almost out of fuel too. We barely ran it, and that was like a half a tank. Well, that's definitely forward. It's a runner. Turns okay. Nice smoke trail. learning to drive. Running great. That's not even the 2-speed yet. Getting a little faster. Think we need to lean it for the 2, huh? I'm gonna get over to it. I'm going to lean it out a little bit for the 2. All right. Oh yeah, 2-speed, baby. It's the slowest 2-speed, but it's great. Now that was good. The 2-speed hits great. The reverse needs a little bit of work though. It's a linkage situation. That's what you call a 2-speed baby. In a snow track vehicle without any snow outside. Good, it's solid. Nitro World Order.
Nitro World Order.